went through. This is Bruce Banner. This guy went through a troubled childhood to have whatever affliction he has.
Mhm.
The guy's been on the run for decades, or at least 10 years. I don't know how long he was on the run. Been a superhero, lost friends, been enslaved. You know what I'm saying? And been in constant battle with himself. And you tell him you better at adapting to the Hulk power because you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't appreciate that shit. I'm like, what? That shit didn't make no sense to me, man. And then the fact that he just stood there with that dumb MCU fucking male super, the dumbass smile. I was like, man, he just standing there smiling like she right. Like
Oh man.
I think the show could have benefited from dialogue from both characters. You see what I'm saying? Like he should have been like, no, I've been through this, I've been through that. You know this, you my cousin. You should understand this. And the both of the characters should have walked away with an understanding versus her just saying, I'm a woman and I know better than you and I can do better than you because I'm just a woman. And him standing there like, oh yeah, you're right. And then just the overall premise of those dudes just acting like some goddamn demons swinging off some monkey bars. I was like, man, come on, man. Dudes don't act like this, man. I don't see guys going after women, and you know what I'm saying. I don't see that, man. Um, but overall, I did enjoy the first episode. Um, like I said, it was just a couple of elements. What you laughing? Are you laughing, man?
You do shit.
I mean, listen. I liked it, man. I liked it. It's a fun show. It's a fun show. It's a fun show. But she didn't acknowledge that, okay, this dude took a straight up gamma bomb to the face. And I got a couple of drops of blood in me. That's maybe why I can control it. Versus this dude tanking a whole gamma bomb to the face and constantly absorbing gamma radiation wherever he goes. And
I,
him, I mean, it just, I mean, they didn't give him no kind of credit and explain why he's special. They just said she's special because she's a woman. I didn't like that.
See, I think they did. I think the thing was that you saw that Bruce and the Hulk are two different people, literally. Whereas she was just herself the whole time, so she never lost.
Right, but the reason why she was herself is because she ain't never had to take a full gamma bomb to the face like he
But here's the
did.
thing: that's the theory. Was the Hulk always inside of Bruce as a
I mean,
multi-personality?
it was an extra personality,
Right.
and the gamma bomb actually gave it life,
Yeah. Yeah.
actual
Right.
physical life. But
So,
I
right.
mean,
So
and she
from
and
birth,
she got a
you
couple
got
of drops of his blood in her system and gave her unimaginable strength. How special is he? You know what I'm saying?
no. Well, that's my thing. I think, like you just said, that the gamma bomb birth, the actual idea that was, or identity that was always in him. She didn't have that problem. So for her,
Right.
getting her shit together was way easier than the Hulk. Now I don't like the way she just kind of fodderized his plight, because his plight is something that is tragic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, oh well, you
Yeah,
crazy.
that was
I'm
sucker
not.
shit.
So yeah, you crazy. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it moving. And so Bruce had to
Yeah,
work
and
at centering himself, whereas he's centering two people inside of one, where she's just centering herself. So I kind of get
and
that.
that's the thing. They never really touched on any of his background or like anything that he went through. And I don't think everybody thinks that Professor Hulk is like this perfect, version of him. But I think he's got himself fooled, and he's got everybody else fooled into believing that. I don't think that's the perfect version of himself. You know what I'm saying? Um, the dude's been through a lot. I would arguably say I had when I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, he's probably got the worst life out of anybody in the MCU, even Spider-Man, man.
I was about to
I
He's
don't
say
got
know.
it.
I
He
don't
got
know.
it worse, bro. He got
him,
it
Peter
worse,
Logan.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, man. The dude been on a run for years. Can't have no life. I mean, you leeching gamma radiation, so nobody can't really technically be close to you. In the comics, he killed Betty. You know what I'm saying? Just from being close to him for an extended period of time. She died of gamma radiation. So the dude's got a terrible life, man. I mean, and you battling yourself. And people keep saying that the Hulk is out of control. Even when the Hulk is manifested, Bruce is still there in the background, manipulating and making sure that he just don't go completely off the rails. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's always running like calculated. He's running calculations to save people and minimize danger and collateral damage and stuff, right? So people always say, "Oh, he was out of control in the MCU." You never really saw him out of control until Wanda manipulated him and he went out of control. He's always talking, even though it might be like a 2 or 3 year old. He talks. He understands commands. You know what I'm saying? He's not out of control. So everybody's saying like, "Oh, the professor is like this I idolized like version of the Hulk and he's perfect." Like, nah, man. Even in the comics, like Professor Hulk threw hands, and what was so dangerous about him is that he could pick up a weapon and he had the brain of Banner, but they had the collective mind that, okay, if I set myself to fuck you up, I'm gonna fuck you up the very best way I can. And the MCU version is just like this straight up pacifist that wants the Hulk power for what? I mean, you said that you combine the Hulk with Banner, and that's the perfect version of yourself, and you're not fighting against it. But now you got this device to make you Banner again. It just, the writing is all over the place. Either you want the power or you don't want the power. Why give it up? If you got control of yourself, why do you got to wear a gadget to make yourself human again? You see what I'm saying? It just, the right don't make no sense.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I understand like the divisiveness of the actual episode where like I didn't appreciate how like it was like she got everything like that. You know what I mean? Like, and like you saw the war in his face, like scenes when they meditating and how like it took him forever to get to another position of meditation as the Hawk, and then she doing all types of flips and shit. Like this shit is easy, and I'm like, all right, this is kind of like throwing it in the face. It makes Bruce look like a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Even though like he is arguably the strongest person in the MCU, sans Thanos with the power stone, and I didn't appreciate that. But overall, and like she got all this power, but she want to still be an attorney. That was kind of whack.
But I understand where she was coming from. She never asked for that shit. She had a perfect life. She got to a point in her life where she finally reached where she wanted to be in her career. She's a career woman. She's not a family woman. This is what she's doing, and she's happy with that. This was just some bullshit that happened. She didn't ask to be no superpower being or be no superhero. So I kind of understand. And you get to a certain level in your career and your life is going how you want it, and somebody tell you, oh, because you got this going on, you need to give that all up.
But that's Marvel though. That's Marvel,
but would you though? I mean, realistically, she was written very smart. She's like, I'm not about to give my life up for this shit. I don't even want this shit.
Yeah, because she didn't want to be no damn hero. Like, and that's my thing. She's probably the first person in the MCU that's like, yo, I don't give a shit. I can throw a boat on the other side of the ocean. I don't want to do that. I ain't got time to stop criminals and none of that. So I appreciate that. Obviously, she's gonna turn into a hero. So there's that trope. But
she can get a loan besides Papa Duck, huh?
Right. She already got bread, so she don't need a loan.
She can go green, then go black. She can. Papa Doc can't remove that black skin fresh. They trust the green woman before they trust the black man. me started. She-
Uh,
no, it's a good. It's a good debut. It's a good debut. I agree with Fresh though. I thought they just made Banner fodder. I didn't. It's like all the shit Bruce has been through. Maybe it's Mark Ruffalo where I think he's fodder. I don't. You know, if this was Edward Norton,
I don't know. I don't think it wasn't good writing, man. I think like when I think that her saying like, okay, I have to control my tongue because it could literally get me killed. That was a very powerful point, right? But I think in an episode, it shouldn't just be about one person being able to get off and the audience walking away with an understanding. I think that was a good vehicle for him to be able to explain some things from a male perspective. You know what I'm saying? Overall, like I said, I enjoyed it, but there was just certain things like, I mean, like, come on, man. And another thing that didn't make sense, like, why didn't he transform when they went off the cliff? Like, you like literally crash, and then she's got to save you before
Because
you
that
even start
device,
to transform.
that
You know what I'm saying?
prototype device, I guess he said like literally, it made him so much dormant, that prototype device, that he can't create again to make her dormant. You know what I mean? So
It's just
you know how
that
that
don't make no sense. I mean, if you think you perfect, why work on a device like that? You know what I'm saying? I thought you felt like you was perfect. Why make a device to make you human again, and you are in control, complete control of a whole body? You know what I'm saying?
It could have been his arm too. Remember, his arm was done after doing the snap. So it could have been he went to human form, even though he had an arm brace. Could be a healing factor or something. I don't know. Didn't make sense to me.
Didn't she heal his arm? How did that work?
He said he used her blood to basically perfect his cells and heal himself. So I guess what Fresh was saying is correct. So
That I don't know what to deal with that one, but if her blood is retainted and it become a miracle blood, I don't even know, man. Where do you think the show is going? Let me ask y'all that.
I have no fucking clue.
I think it's just gonna be I think they could really break new ground with just like the legal aspect of it, which could be dope. Just the collateral damage and people coming in there and super villains and superheroes having to come to court. They could really like that show could be very funny and very entertaining, man. They could really take the MCU to new heights. That's a very good vehicle. It's a dope concept.
Lofty ass goals for the show, man.
No, I think
you know what I'm saying? Like you think about it, like we talked about this before. You chilling in the house and some maniac, rams Juggernaut's fucking head into your car. You taking the motherfucker to court, and you know what I'm saying? That's dope. Just a dope concept. It's funny at the same time. Like she throwing out some legal shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to pay for this. So I think it's a dope concept.
I think that concept is going to be more executed by Matt Murdock. I just think they're going to fodderize his whole entire character.
But see, Matt is a man of the hero of the people. He don't like represent a lot of like superpower beings. It's landlord tenant type shit with Matt. It's not no superpower beings.
Bleeding heart type.
Bleeding heart shit. He's the starving lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him being that guy. I think that's more of a vehicle for her because it's funny at the same time as serious. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more her vein.
I could see it. I just don't know because I know the Abominations due to debut in this series or a re-debut. So I just don't know where it's gonna go. After one episode, it didn't set a precedence. For me, I just thought, they kind of fodderized Bruce and the Hulk and just, she sashayed out the scene like, well, I'm more mentally stable than you, so screw you, I'm out of here. Now, I think the shit that the Hulk was trying to teach her, or a Banner was trying to teach her, will come back into play later in the series. I just think right now she's kind of smelling herself because, she's a superpower being that can't turn back to herself at any given moment. She's got like good grasp on her powers, So I think, I think for episode or two, you're probably going to see her being her best self. Then something really critical happens that changes her whole mental dynamic. And we get to see what this show's really about.
I'm trying to figure out who the villain is. They said it was supposed to be Titana, but she just one shot at her.
That's who
it
that
can't
was.
be Titana. Yeah, it can't be Titana. She cannot be the main antagonist in this.
Yeah, because whoever that chick was that bust through the walls like the Kool-Aid man in the courtroom scene, yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was Titana. Yeah, so she just straight up one shot at her. I'm just like, man,
that's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, she wasn't. Maybe it's a abomination, but it's that thing. Okay, he's arguing that, hey, my mutation is where the problem lies, not me. Don't criminalize me. When I transform, I can't control myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope concept.
He willingly took the needle from General Ross. Hey.
But the people, the audience know that, but the people don't know that.
Fair. The non-player, the NPCs of the MCU, huh? The non-playable characters.
There's what's that? Mental health. I can't control myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds
crazy argument.
Sounds very mediocre to me, Fresh. It's another subject for another day. No, I mean, I don't know where the rest of the show is going to go for the season, but I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, honestly, man, this is probably the best show, honestly, outside of everything else. Only thing I've enjoyed was the second half of Wanda, Loki, and this, to be honest.
Being told, I have no expectations because of that. I'm just taking it episode by episode, man, because at any time and place, it just could turn on you. It's like, being totally honest, I was like, man, what the fuck? Why did she bust through this wall at this point in time? You know what I mean? This was terrible writing. It was no build up to her busting through the wall in the courtroom.
But I think that's something that they're going to explain. Why did she feel the need to come in there at that time? They didn't explain it, so maybe in the next few episodes we'll see why.
Hopefully they explain.
Yeah, I'm looking. Go ahead, first. My bad.
Oh, I just because I've been taken through the ringer when it comes to Marvel shows this time around. So it's episode by episode for me, man. I enjoyed this one, and I might not enjoy the rest of the series. So I have no idea, man. I have no clue about this.
I just hope they paint a better picture of establishing this character as somebody I should care about. Unlike Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight, they did a terrible job of making me want to give a damn. So I'm gonna give this show a little more, entertainment value wise. It's been one episode, one has been great, but can we establish that I care about this character? That's all I want to know. I don't know.
I think her getting her powers was extremely rushed. I don't know. They kind of even went back to, I guess that was in the last Hulk movie where that little bit of blood got into that pop and Stan Lee drunk that shit and hulked out. Was that
yeah, that was
Edward Norton's?
Norton, yeah, and that's a very obscure scene, and the one where they made my man with the big jump pulsing brain.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Brainiac
blood as well? Yeah, Brainiac.
Yeah. So just a little bit of his blood. That's crazy.
The thing is, dang, his name ain't Brainiac. It's something else. Because he used to
the leader.
I'm the leader. The leader. Yeah.
So y'all think that's Sakarian ship? Is that the twins showing up, or is that, what is that? They setting up a World War Hulk, or what do you think? A Planet Hulk storyline? What do you think that is?
Well, they kind of did Planet Hulk in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's the Rock dude stuff, right? Isn't that, what's his name?
Yeah, that's the car. They literally, I was kind of, I enjoy Ragnarok, but I was kind of pissed that they gave us portions of World War Hulk, because I thought that would have been a dynamite ass saga to put on the real live action. So they might, knowing Feige, they piecemeal us with different portions of the story, so it could be. You never know.
But they can't do a movie though, right? So this has got what was it gonna be another a TV series or something? I don't. What is it gonna be?
Sakar, and they was coming for Bruce, or is that a part of what?
They came to give Bruce a message. So I'm thinking early prediction. I think it's his twins. I think it's Hero Kala and Sakar, and something's going on with his sons, and it's gonna piss him off to the point where he feel like he got to go back, and whatever he finds, he's not gonna like. Either they're gonna be in servitude, but I don't know what will piss him off enough to feel like maybe he goes to Sakar and he's pissed off. But I still don't feel like there's enough heroes in the MCU operating for him to come back and body and make that story effective. You know what I'm saying? The thing with the comics is all the characters are there. He came back and bodied all the X-Men, bodied the Inhumans. Ghost Rider didn't want to fuck with him. Doctor Strange went to extreme measures. Tony went to extreme measures to beat him and still failed. They had to call in the Sentry. You know what I'm saying? And then in the mix of all of that, the Red Hulk was created. So that was just dope storytelling. So I just don't feel like they have enough setup in the MCU to be able to accurately tell that story. You know what I'm saying?
If you do a World War Hulk movie, that's definitely that's like an Avengers movie, man, where the Hulk is the antagonist. He's got to
Yeah.
He kind of dog walked everybody in the MCU when he came back from Sakaar.
So maybe that might be what those two movies might be about. I know what is it? We talking about Kang and Kang Dynasty or something, but maybe Maestro might be, we already saw Wanda become a villain. Now we're going to see the Hulk become a villain.
Well, that'd be too much though. That'd be way too much because there is no clear cut storylines like we previously talked in other episodes. No clear cut storylines. They can't jumble all that shit in an Avengers movie because you got Kang and then you got Secret Wars. They can't jumble all that shit at once.
Yeah, they might blow the bag if they just throw in a random World War Hulk storyline in there. And that's kind of why I'm like Fresh. I was disappointed with Ragnarok because Planet Hulk is one of the best storylines, man. The man beat the shit out the Silver Surfer by himself. Like you can't even, they kind of blew a chance at something. And they always riff about in Marvel like how we can't do things with Hulk because he's not a character that, what does he really do? Well, I think Planet Hulk and World War Hulk literally solved that problem, but you kind of jerked off half the storyline, and now we don't even know. So I don't even know why the Sakaar people would be here. For the twins, perhaps, but even so, I still don't see that. I still don't foresee that bringing a World War Hulk storyline to the MCU in a sense.
Yeah, I just don't know what I don't know. Maybe it's a Planet Hulk, and maybe not a World War Hulk. Like you said, they used so many elements of that in Ragnarok. It just kind of gave all those key elements over to Thor just for filler. And that's one thing I just don't like about the MCU. Thor's got so many dope ass stories of his own. You don't need to shoehorn him into nobody else's story. So like you said, Sherm, they missed a huge opportunity, man. That's a $1 billion film right there. Easy.
Yeah. I think that's where the Edward Norton effect happens because ever since Ruffalo came along, maybe I just got a gripe with Ruffalo. like I just feel like this character's been fodderized, and I love saying that word because now I just don't even care about the Hulk. Oh, Tony, I'm not invited to your wedding. Who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? You're the strongest man on the planet. No one respects you. Like, how does that even happen? If it was Edward Norton's crazy ass, they respect him. He's putting people's mouths on the curb and curb stomping them. They're gonna respect Edward Norton.
What the fuck is wrong with this dude, man?
Yeah, I apologize for that one.
Jesus.
Hulk. That's what they need to make. That's what they need to make that movie.
The reform racist Hulk. What?
That's that curse though. Jesus. Don't look that up, YouTube.
Oh man, one of the
Yeah,
wildest movie history, boy.
It's but Norton gave it more serious. The Norton Hawk was more of a serious tone, while Ruffalo he does give a more comedic value, more levity, more lightheartedness to the Hawk character, if you will, which works better with ensemble cast. You know what I'm saying? You can't have the serious ass nigga stomping around. You know what I'm saying? So
But yeah. That's the thing, man. Yeah. I mean, you don't
that
need
goes
everybody
it
to
goes
be.
against the comedy. It goes
No,
against
but
the comedy of the
but,
shit they set up.
but we already talked about there could be the straight man in there. He should be one of the straight men. The funny shit happens to him. He's not the guy who's cracking the jokes. He's not Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? The funny shit happens all around him, and the reaction in his face in him is what makes the situation funny. He's not. He shouldn't be striving to be the guy who's the funny one.
There's not one character in the MCU that's like that.
Exactly. That's the problem. And people are starting to notice it now. It's like every male character's like this. And I'll say this, like, the women are depicted as very strong and very capable. The dudes are always the same. They goofy and smiling and they're non-threat. And the thing with like the but no, listen, like the villains, right? The villains should be way more powerful than what they are, right?
Yeah.
So, why are you dumbing the Hulk and why are you dumbing Thor down? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to dumb them down. You just make Ultron more of a threat like he is in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No, I agree with you on that one, man.
That's not the apparatus mundi of the MCU at all.
Right? He said, "Jesus, modus operandi."
He made that one all up on his
And
own.
he went down south on that one.
That's not the MO to actually. There we go. That works, right? MO. It's not the MO to do that. No serious character. Facts.
Just stick to them abbreviations.
All right, too much red cup. So the actual MO for these characters are for levity because of the demographic. The demographic they're reaching for, even if they are PG-13, are kids because the kids buy the shit. They buy.
But no. But they don't though. They don't. The parents is buying it, and the demographic is white men.
They buying it for their kids though.
Right, but they're buying it. If they don't like the shit, I'm not gonna take my kids to nothing I don't agree with. I don't like. If it's something that's like blatantly going against what I'm trying to teach my kids, my values, I'm not gonna take my kids to see that. And their base is fucking white men. That's where it just kind of boils back down to.
I'm just saying, like, I don't see where they can actually inject a serious character in the whole MCU. It's not one.
I think they can, but Tony Stark was serious. Black Panther was serious.
He wasn't.
You got
he wasn't
certain,
either.
but you
They
got.
wasn't serious. They threw off the punchlines and the one-liners all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And the interactions with other people, like the "what is those" for the Black Panther, and then of course
But he was a straight man. No, he wasn't cracking a lot of fucking jokes and running around with a goofy ass grin on his face. If he said something, it was flat, and just because it was flat and that his reaction was slower than everybody else's when it come to punchlines was what made it funny. You know what I'm saying? It's not that he was just quippy and always with a goofball and always a non-threat. He was very capable, but then somebody would try to come with the quips. His quips wouldn't land as good, and that's what made it funny. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't. And then Tony Stark was just a quip machine, but he was just the smartest one in the fucking room all the time. So he didn't come off as a goofball, but like all everybody else comes off as dumb and not capable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sitting there as we're talking, I'm trying to think of all the male MCU protagonists, and I'm like, yeah, Star Lord's quippy, Drax is quippy, Peter's quippy, Tony's quippy. They made Captain America quippy, Black Panther became quippy. Like, damn, man, I don't know. Is there a serious guy? If they do end up making a serious male lead, they're just gonna make quips off him being serious. You
But
know what I
see,
mean?
Yeah.
the only guy that was a serious male lead was Thanos. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah, and people expected him to be serious, but now
Yeah.
y'all laughed earlier when I said this. Now, do you see any women like this? The female counterparts in there and all the male movies is always a female counterpart, always, and she's smarter and more capable than the dude is.
They quippy too, man.
Wasp wasn't quippy.
She
Yeah,
had
she
a
was hella
remark,
quippy.
the shit
She would
on
have
She
her.
her
was hella
remarks,
quippy.
but she got busy. She got busy.
Yeah, she was way more
Jane
serious.
Jane just got those powers, and she was more proficient at being Thor than Thor.
She,
And
she
this
was hella
nigga's a
quippy in that. She
thousands
was
of
hella
years old.
She was,
The,
yeah, she was quippy in
she
the
was she
first.
was hella she was hella quippy. So was Black Widow. So was the Black Widow's sister. You know what I'm saying? Remember they had the whole 5 minutes they was
But
talking
look,
about
okay,
superhero
so
pose.
look, but okay, so they're quippy, right? But they get busy, like seriously busy. The dude's kind of like it's like that Danny Glover shit we was talking about with the Predator, kind of fumbling their way to the to the victory. The women know what the fuck they're doing. They're trained and they do what they got to do and they pull off the win. The dudes kind of just fumble their way to the win.
Facts.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Other than like Winter Soldier, I can see what you're saying.
I mean, I felt like Natasha had the perfect balance of both because she would keep the guy characters in line, then go out and whoop ass to the best of her abilities, up until a point where she couldn't whoop too much more ass because now the power levels have jumped from.
But I said it's too much ass to whip.
Right. But then you give characters like her and Hawkeye another task to do. They
Yeah,
have something that's as
y'all go
important. You got to break over and go get this data chip from
right.
this, which is not going to be easy. That's what y'all do while we fight the big baddie. You know what I'm saying? So,
Submarine blueprints
they,
about this shit. Yeah,
right. So that you bring something else to the table.
I get that. But I think I don't know what's her actual name. Was it Jane? I keep thinking it's a woman with a J. She-Hulk. What's her name?
Jen, Jen,
Is it Jen?
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see Jen being in a pantheon of top tier Marvel MCU characters.
Oh, she's going, man. She's breaking the fourth wall, man. I like her. You know, I might have my gripes. You know, I was never like I never read any of like She-Hulk's books, but she was there. They said she broke the fourth wall before
Uh,
Deadpool, and I thoroughly enjoy the character. It's just, but you know, like when if you give a argument, I think you need to give a counter argument, and it should be something. If you want to go there, that's the thing with like Marvel in general. If they just want to be the family oriented like entertainment source, and they want it to be funny because it's not threatening. But if you want to go down a route and you want to say, hey, I keep my mouth closed because I can literally lose my life in this fucking country, like, okay, you open the door to some real shit. Like, okay, this is not entertainment no more. Like you stepped into some real shit. So like let's go there if you're gonna go there. Don't kind of crack the door and don't open, don't expound upon it. That was like I said, that was a vehicle for both of them to have some dialogue. And really, like he could have checked her, like, really? I got an easy life, like I've been hunted, like, and that's the thing, like it's like she don't even know what he been through. Like you his cousin, you should know
You know,
everything this dude been through.
didn't care what she been through.
Right, that's what it kind of seemed like. She didn't give a fuck about nothing he been through, and she
her
just
name
said,
is Jennifer Walters.
Mm.
right. So she basically said, like, "Oh, I've been through way much more than you." Like, no, you have not been through much more than this guy.
Right.
So
Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised. You sound a little more amped over me and Fresh over this one.
I like the series, man. Like I said, and it's not even just the cameos that's got me. I know Wong is coming. You guys know I'm not a Wong fan at all. I think they overplayed that dude. He's not a superhero, along with the Dora Milaje.
Oh,
Um, I don't give a fuck. None of them are heroes. Wong proved his uselessness in Doctor Strange too. The
did.
guy gave up the goods. I mean, the guy's
But,
not. I don't even understand how he's still Sorcerer Supreme.
but he's so quippy.
Right,
That's
he's just a quit machine
yeah.
along with everybody else. I'm like, and then she threatened your life and the lives of your pupils, and you give Wanda the secrets of the universe for her to basically take over all of reality. You know what I'm saying? And you still a hero? Like, come on, man. I got no love for Wong, man. I'm tired of that guy. They need to retire him.
They're gonna kill him off in the next Avengers movie.
Let's
Watch.
kill this guy. I'm gonna be the only one that's gonna stand up like hell yeah. Wong's gotta go, man. God damn, I hate Wong. I hate Wong, man.